Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show with Mike and T-Roy. Hello, T.
Hey, pal.
How you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right as well.
Excellent. Happy game day.
Happy game day. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Big day,
what do you
big
think?
day. Oh, it should be an easy win.
You think so? At home, no Saquon Barkley.
Yep.
All arrows pointing. Those are the ones that scare me.
That's true.
When it looks like, NFL franchises can beat anybody anytime. So,
Yep.
But
I saw Ayuk is questionable.
yeah. Dude, that was like on the first play of the game last week. I think you were watching,
Yep.
maybe, in his shoulder. And anytime you see those guys laying on the field, it just doesn't look good.
Nope.
And he came back, though, and then he looked like he got hurt every time he touched the ball. So I don't know if he had like a dislocated shoulder or what. But
Something.
he's questionable. They should be able to run that offense without him anyways. They've got enough guys out there. Hopefully George Kittle comes through for you. I don't know if you're playing him this week, but
I am. That would be nice.
yeah. It'd be nice to get him in the action. He hasn't had a single touchdown yet.
Nope.
Or a big game.
Jeez,
He's due.
Yeah, barely had a catch.
Yeah, he's due. I think he had 3 catches for 30 yards last week, which for fantasy players doesn't do much.
Nope.
Anyway, I was just starting the show, and I looked up and I saw this picture up there that we've had for a couple days and haven't done. Mm-hmm. And I just looked at you and I said, would you for the story?
Yeah.
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 And I think you would for the
Yeah.
story.
I mean, I would do it to just know what it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never thought about that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Obviously, how big would my dick look in her hand, like all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But yeah, the feeling.
Yeah.
You think it's any different?
I'd like to know. I don't know. I mean, I just never.
You've been with
I've never
some shorties over the years.
Yeah, but I've never fucked anything I could palm.
What we're looking at is a girl. There was a story of Brian and Yessie, and I don't know who it was, somewhere in Britain or something. They were on a show about their odd love life or whatever. And Brian is 5'9",
Okay.
I believe, and Yessie is 2'10". They're claiming 2'11" here. Every other story I've seen is 2'10", so you might be trying to squeeze an inch
Sneak an
there.
inch on you.
She's kind of got some nice titties.
Yeah, sure.
Not bad.
I don't know how this thing, like, this is a weird looking picture because proportions just
all head.
look off, way off.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see how this thing functions in the real world.
Yeah.
You know?
It doesn't look like she's wearing a leash or anything. She's got a necklace on.
Yeah, but I think that doubles.
You think so?
I think you could just grab it by that. And
Yeah.
hang on to her.
Hang on. Well, you never know. I mean,
Right.
dude, I take Cece out and everything's going great. Squirrel,
Yeah.
You
Yep.
just don't know.
Can't trust them.
Yeah, and I don't know
And
what.
weirdly strong.
Yeah.
Weirdly strong.
Yeah. Bowling ball-esque.
Yeah.
In a lot of sense. But I don't know if you want to play that real quick
Yeah,
while
say
we're looking at
We're
it.
already talking about it. We may as well get into it.
Yeah.
That's the wrong one.
So that's titled, My Wife is 2'11". So what?
So what?
Love don't judge.
Right? Remember the one we did a while back where she looked like she was like 10?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
So
she was
this-
like 25 or something.
Yeah, but this one just looks like a midget. I mean,
Oh, it is.
little person.
Yeah, and I believe there was a dust up with Brian's mother
Yeah.
over this when they first started dating.
My
or
God,
something.
your kids will be little.
It wasn't that. It was, oh my God, what do you think? You're gonna be wiping her ass in no time for the rest of your life.
Why?
I don't know. That was her mom's big complaint. Was that
Oh.
you're gonna have to wipe her ass.
Well, at least it's a small ass.
It is. I don't know if the hole is relative. Like is
Again,
proportion
that's-
or
I said I got to know what it feels like. I'm gonna find that out.
it'd be fun. I mean, you could literally, like you said, palm that.
Yeah, I know.
And
That's-
toss it around.
Just
And
kind of carry around.
I
Like
mean,
a-
you'd have to try some freaky shit, right?
I would imagine. I mean,
All right, let's watch.
that
it.
you could legit. I mean, that's legit spinner.
Oh yeah,
Put those little nub legs up in the air.
yeah. Zing, zing.
All right, let's see.
Okay.
Is Yessie. She fell in love with Brian.
Oh,
I'm
Brian, you
5'9".
fucking creep.
I'm 2'10".
3 feet of difference between us.
People used to tell
Bullshit.
me that I
Bullshit
shouldn't
what?
date
2'10",
an
my
outside
ass.
The couple's journey to happiness has not been
Well, hold on a
an
second.
easy one.
Okay.
And
He's-
often face judgment.
He's 5'9",
9.
and she's 2'10".
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that means she's half his size.
Ah, bullshit.
Yeah.
And then there's another 6 inches of head.
Right. I mean, look at
So
that. There's
half
no
her,
way.
she goes. She's right. She's not. He'd have to kneel. He'd have to bend his knees to get blown.
Right.
If
Yeah,
she was
she's-
standing.
Yeah. There's no way. There's no way. Because I mean, I can just tell you looking at it that she's not half of him. She's less than half of him.
Yeah,
She's like 2'6" tops. Fucking squeezing 5 inches on me.
Yeah.
Don't even try it.
2'10".
3 feet of difference between us.
People
She says
used to
2'10".
tell me that I shouldn't date an average sized person.
The couple's journey to happiness has not been an easy one, and they often face judgment due to Yesi's height.
Someone will walk up to Yessie, suddenly just pat her on the head.
His mom was a bit hesitant. She said to Brian, "Are you sure you want to be with someone that you're going to wipe the butt for the rest of your life?"
I just let it think about what he was getting himself into it.
We didn't speak for about 6 months. So, Mom, I wanted to know why you didn't approve of us.
Because she's 2'10".
Yeah.
I'm Jesse.
And I'm Brian, and we're in a height difference relationship with 3
Look
foot
at
of
that.
difference.
Yeah, you're right.
People
Oh,
used
look
to
at that.
always tell me, "Oh, you should only date a little person." In fact, I think at one point even my mom thought
Well,
that
who's gonna
she
get the
would
shit off the
rather
top
have me
shelf if you only date a little person?
because she
Great
thought
point.
an
You gotta have
average-sized person
you
would
gotta
do
have a
that.
team here.
And in
Yeah.
fact, I never in my 30
Well, she's still working in the kitchen. She's got a wheelchair that's getting her up to the kitchen so she can handle her duties.
Yeah, right?
Oh, boy.
Look at that little dress.
Trying.
It was a full body photo. After talking for a little while, we decided to meet up for dinner one night. We got along really well.
She just made me feel comfortable. I mean, I just knew that I could be myself 100%. We moved in a year after, so 5 years ago we moved in together.
Are we watching this whole
And
thing?
then
No,
in
we don't have to.
Yeah.
2000
Yeah.
Well,
Get the idea.
Yeah, she looks more deformed than little.
Yeah, there's something going on in the back.
Something else, yeah. There's some
you see
some
that?
extra, yeah. There's some extra sauce going on there in the back.
Yeah.
The legs don't seem to work quite properly.
No, there's
Yeah.
an electronic wheelchair in the mix.
It's one thing to just be a little person. It's another thing to be a little handicapped person, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's just a midget, or what do you call them now?
Little people,
Tiny-
dwarfs.
Dwarves.
Yeah,
So I don't know. Like if someone said, "Hey, Mike, I want you to meet this chick. I think you guys would be great. She's got a dark sense of humor, and I think you guys could hit it off." And
Great
it
rack.
didn't- Great rack.
Yeah.
Nice small ass, tiny ass. And it was like, oh, okay, yeah. And I went there, and this thing was 2'10", off a leash.
Right.
Appears to be trained
Yeah.
by all accounts. You never know. But and is it possible that we could just like seriously have the best time ever?
of course.
And now I'm dating someone that's 2'10", but a known liar because she's clearly 2'6", 2'5".
at best.
And I get it why you'd want to be like, oh yeah, but people that start using half inches, you're either a kid or really short.
Right.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you
5'3" and a half.
Get every fraction you can. In
Yeah, no one your size goes, I'm 6'3" and a tenth.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like, no, you don't do that. You don't pull that shit. But trying to eke out 5 inches, and
quite a bit, yeah.
She's banking on the fact that you're not going to pull out a small ruler and take her and question that.
Yeah, you could get her with a yardstick.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, you could get her with a yardstick. So
Just use it like a measuring, this like a walking stick next to her. Like, okay. Yeah, 210 my ass.
210 my ass is right. That would mean you came up to here, but I don't see it. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be weird. I would expect though. I would be under no delusion that if I started dating that girl and we're hand in hand doing our thing, walking around Royal Oak, people are going to look at us.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
No doubt about
No,
it.
sure,
And
yeah.
it's like, she should expect that.
Well, there's a difference in looking at it and making fun of it.
Right.
Or ridiculing it.
Well, the people that walk up and pat her on the head,
Yeah, that's a bit demoralizing.
a little bit, but
I mean, you're going to look at it. I
man,
mean,
look at that poops. It'd be like a little puppy. You got to pet it,
Sure.
or toss it. I know I can tell by the look in your eyes. You're dying to toss that.
I want to know how far it'll go.
I mean, at a minimum, you'd pick her up at the door into the bedroom and toss her onto the bed.
Yeah.
At a minimum.
I'd make all these custom little shirts that had like the little handle on the back, like a fucking like those like doggy
Yeah,
life
yeah.
vests.
Sure.
Just pick her up and carry her around that way.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
much more convenient.
Like a little bowling ball bag.
Yes, exactly right.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Put her in one of those little papoose,
Yeah.
baby
Oh, yeah.
Bjorns.
Baby Bjorn. Yeah, with a J. I could see wearing a baby Bjorn with her. Every
Yeah.
little tiny legs dangling there in your front. It'd be fun. 69 would be difficult.
Yeah, virtually impossible.
Yeah, I mean, would you be willing to write off 69 for the rest of your life?
Yeah, it's not
Not ideal.
not physically possible.
No, you're not doing. I mean, she could bounce like a flea back and forth, but
Yeah.
as far as like, what we know as a traditional 6'9" is out. That'd be done for life.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to work on your crunches.
Yeah, a lot. Because there's nothing she can do.
Well, I guess,
out.
listen, you could still 69 it. You just have to do it like sitting in a chair or something.
Well, yeah, I suppose if you got creative.
Yeah, there's probably ways to make it work, but just straight.
A chair 69.
Yeah, listen, I'm a problem solver, man.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
If you put Vagine here
Yep.
and then sat in a chair, that's
Yeah,
about 2 foot.
yeah, because you'd have to like go down to the buffet,
Yeah.
I think, and then I assume you'd have to just self-propel
Yeah.
up and down.
Somewhat.
So that she'd have the wherewithal to be able to maneuver.
Yeah. I think I'd be in. I don't know if I'd be in for life, but, she's got to be aware that there's a lot of people up for the story,
Sure.
up for the feeling, like
Yeah.
you mentioned, that's going to be part of the reality. And I don't know that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'd do it for the feel more than the story because I don't know that I'd like admit it.
What, that it was
In
for the
public.
feel?
No, that I did it in the first place publicly.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with that,
No,
It's
sure,
kind of cool,
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, it'd be easier for me because I'm Brian's size.
Yeah.
That 5'9" category. For you, 6'3" with 210.
Yeah.
And probably more like 2'4", 2'5".
Right.
That'd look even fucking weirder.
Yeah.
But whatever.
They used to talk about picking them up like a bowling ball. That one you could actually like throw like a bowling
Yeah.
ball too.
Yeah. You put a helmet on her so she didn't. You don't want to hurt her.
No.
But you could if you greased up her shirt a little bit.
Bumper pool.
Yeah, you do all that. All that. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I don't know that we'll ever get the opportunity. I had the opportunity probably closest I'll get in San Francisco when like all the ones around the world were there
Yeah.
for that, whatever they were doing. Kind of a meet and greet.
Convention.
Yeah, it was a convention, midget convention, I think it was. And it was wild to see in person, see them cut loose and
Yeah.
really let it go.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very
We went
cool.
to a concert not too long ago, and the opening act was a little person.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it that Kiss band?
No, it was a local guy. He was actually really, really good. But his whole family was there, and like the whole family was little people. And it was just kind of funny to see.
Really? What was
Yeah.
he playing?
A guitar.
Real, like a ukulele?
No, it was a real guitar.
Real guitar?
Yeah.
Like human size?
Yep.
No way.
Yeah, way.
How was he able to do that?
Made it happen.
No
Yeah.
shit.
I mean, I think it was
Humans
more.
are
Might have been more
amazing.
like a kid size one.
Yeah.
But it was a real guitar. It wasn't a ukulele.
Okay.
But
Ukulele
yeah.
would
Well,
make a lot
before
more
and
sense,
the
but-
irony is that I didn't know that beforehand. We just walked in and like it was early and there wasn't that many people there anyway.
Was
about-
this at like Pine Knob or just a
No,
club?
no. This is a little club.
Yeah. Do you remember the name of him?
I don't remember his name. No, Travis and I went and
Bully?
yeah.
Oh, nice.
But we walk in. There's like 10 people in this place, and 7 of them are midgets.
Wow.
Like just the proportions off here. Statistically, this is impossible. Why? What is going on?
Thank God you weren't taking shrooms or something.
Yeah. And
Probably
then when
would've
he
freaked
came
you
out, we're like,
it's
that
all
makes
making
total
sense.
sense now.
Isn't that a crapshoot? Isn't that like a coin toss though? Even if you have 2 Wiis,
Yeah.
they're not necessarily going to have a wisp of
Yeah,
a
I don't
human
think it's
being.
guaranteed, but I mean, I got to believe the
God, that's got to be tough to parent. It really does.
they're
You know,
littler.
I mean, part of the
Be harder if you had 2 midgets and you had a real size kid.
no, that's what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
like
Shut
that
the
would
fuck
be
up.
Yeah, because half the battle, when you're getting your ass tuned up by mom or dad, I mean, the advantage they have when you're 6 is they have legit goon hands to you. They're
Yep.
big people.
Right.
So if you've got a 2'10" mom, I mean, shit, you're going to be that when you're 2 years old.
Pretty much.
So-
eye to eye in preschool.
Yeah, I mean, you could do some serious damage to mom and dad if they were both
Again,
wisps.
don't discount that strength.
No, but I think it's different than Tard strength.
It is a little different.
I think
but
it's
they're
I don't think they get the
just-
hogs like
they're
Tards do.
just
and-
solid. Just
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah, but their balance appears off. I mean, we saw when Brad Williams was in here. It
I
seemed
wouldn't
like
say
a
the
little-
balance is off. It's just a very low center of gravity.
You think it's more like those
don't think you
plastic
could-
punching things where you punch it? and it
Yeah,
just
like a
pops
weeble
right back
wobble.
up?
Like I don't think you could knock one down.
No.
No, I mean you could just if you blew it right off its feet.
Yeah.
But no, that low center of gravity, I bet you they fucking pretty stable.
Yeah, maybe.
My guess.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll probably never know. But
If I get the opportunity, I'll try and push one over.
yeah,
to see.
me too. I think that's fair. Anyway, moving on to other things. That was so random. It was just sitting up on the screen.
Yeah, you
I
couldn't-
meant to get your opinion
couldn't
on it for
ignore
a
it.
couple days.
Yeah.
It's not right to ignore that. They don't want to be ignored.
Of course not.
You know what I mean?
Who does?
They just want to be viewed as normal people, and we discuss normal people all the time.
Don't
It's
we
only-
all? Yeah.
it's only fair.
And would you?
Would you is a game we play daily.
Exactly. It would be discriminatory if we didn't play that game.
Yeah. The amount of times there's any sort of crowd on a screen and it gets paused
Yeah.
and the would you game starts,
Sure.
it's every time. And the funny thing is it's never gotten old
No.
because the people are never the same.
Exactly. It's
So,
constantly.
whether you're having a draft or, whatever,
Yep.
it never gets old. Never has, never will. So we've got we talked about her a couple times. Susanna Gibson. She's the whore. Her words, not mine. Mm-hmm. Or slut, did she call herself? Or whore?
Oh,
Maybe
this is
both.
the politician?
Yeah, running for
With the
Democrat senator seat in Virginia.
sounds about right.
I think so. Yeah, Virginia Democrat. Raised money by performing sex acts or threatening to online. We saw a screenshot, ass up, face down. It did look terrible.
It was a Chatterbait, not an OnlyFans.
Yeah. Which I'd never heard of. Chatterbait. You pulled it up. It didn't look terrible.
No, there's
lots of options.
There's definitely lots of options. Yep.
Yeah.
I think you can
That's-
get pretty much whatever you want there.
That still kind of weirds me out. Like I've been to porn sites before, and the amount of they want you to go to they're always doing those pop-up windows with the POV stuff. And I don't know. That seems creepy to me. It seems like an alone time thing that you're having, and now you've invited this weirdo in, and I don't know.
Okay.
People must be into it though.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Have you ever gotten into that or done that?
I want the VR goggles. I want to try that one.
Yeah, I do too.
The full immersion.
Boy,
like
that would look weird for
Yeah.
someone walking their dog outside, seeing you just dry hump in the air. You know what I mean? With booming goggles on. But we've both done the game version
Right.
of those goggles. It's pretty intense.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's kinda
become
wild.
Completely lost in it.
Yeah. I hear the porn, just like anything. Porn is going to have its element and move in. So I don't know. I've never done VR porn. I think
Nor
Bobby
have I.
Kelly's talked about this quite a bit. Like during the pandemic, he and his buddies were wearing those and going to movies together. So they'd all sit in a movie, get popcorn and shit, and it was like they were in the same room together.
Okay.
Which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
I know. I saw them do that with courtside seats for a
Yeah.
basketball game. Like you could wear that Oculus
Yeah.
or whatever, the VR goggles, and then literally watch a game like you're sitting courtside.
Would that be kind of cool to sit in your own living room and go see the new tour of your favorite band?
Yeah, I think it'd be badass.
I mean, what are they? Unless they're charging actual concert ticket prices, but if they were charging $5 like a pay-per-view,
Yeah.
and why not have it in the front row?
What
you have
pay-per-views
one
are $5
camera
anymore?
or $10.
like renting a movie?
Like a movie, yeah, like a rental or something. You could buy it for $24 or rent it for $3.99.
Sure.
And have one camera guy with that stage perspective or whatever, but then you could have 50,000 people
Yep.
all log in and have technically front row seats. That'd be awesome.
I would think so.
If it was a band you really wanted to see.
Yeah, like I said, I was always intrigued when I saw that courtside element to that. I never experienced it, but I just wondered how that would feel.
if you got into it too and you did that and then you had clickable links for all the merch,
Yeah.
like real time, buy the show, like Pearl Jam has often done selling their CDs, or the Dead. I think the Dead does something similar to that, don't they? Where you can buy, where you can buy individual shows. Like when I saw Pearl Jam at the Palace, like at the end of the show for $10 or whatever,
they were
you
selling
could
that
buy.
show.
Yeah, and they
recording
would
of
they would give you
Thumb
how did
drive.
that work? Maybe, but then they would send you a jacket with an actual disc.
Okay.
And I have a bunch of them from every time I've seen Pearl Jam over the last 20 years. I've gotten a disc.
Okay.
And they come in like a brown cardboard with a set list sticker that you put on yourself.
Right on.
From the tour, and it gives the date and the city and everything. It's really cool.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, and they just record every show, and it's like, fuck it, why not? Well, everyone's going to want to buy the show they were at.
Yeah. Yep.
You know? But that'd be cool if you did that with the POV or the Oculus, I guess, and we're selling like merch that you buy at the shows.
Yeah.
How many people would buy sweatshirts and wristbands and posters and just have it mailed to them?
Probably. You would think quite a bit.
Yeah. I mean, that seems like a easy one. And you could sell tickets all over the world
Yeah.
for all these shows. You know, obviously not for hundreds of dollars a seat, but
No, but I mean, just imagine these guys doing these world tours. The amount of the cost of travel and putting the show on and the equipment and everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you could just post up one time at Madison Square Garden or wherever the hell you want, Red Rock, whatever,
right,
and do a show Saturday night that everyone can literally go into, and you do it one time, and you don't have to sell them for $100 a piece. You could sell them for $20 a piece because you're doing one show and you're selling the entire world at $20 a piece.
And think about this for all the eco warriors out there that want to do green shit. Like you could eliminate so much of driving to a venue and filling your tank up and parking and sitting in dead traffic for an hour after the show and getting in like you know, I don't give a shit about that. And I think a lot of it's nonsense anyways, but you know, and even if you did it all over the world, it's like, well, I'd love to see Pearl Jam at Red Rocks. I'd also love to see them in Brazil. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to buy those two shows.
Yeah.
And then if they ever come to town and they do LCA, I'll try to go to that show.
Right.
But, you know, I don't need to see them in Salt Lake City, you know, or Phoenix.
Sure.
But it'd be awesome to see.
Yeah, some of the iconic shows and venues.
Yeah, or hometown shows, you know, see.
Or Lollapalooza, or, you know.
Yeah.
Coachella, things like that.
People are probably yelling right now going, dude, they do this already. They're doing this everywhere.
They probably do.
We're just not aware. All we got to do is, but I know there's like a new Oculus set out that is, you know, because I think those are like $700-800 maybe.
Okay.
But I think there's one that's like triple the price of that. So I don't know what that gives you access to or whatever. But it was, you know.
It comes with a fleshlight.
Maybe. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. Anyways, I don't know how we got there from the Virginia Democrat whore, but this is what we do.
Yeah.
We get off track and we end up wherever we end up. So, new poll has come out.
Not bad.
What do you think the majority of voters in Virginia think about her? Should she stay in the race and run? Should she not?
I'm going to go majority says no.
Okay. What if I said the majority is Democrat voters? That's who they were polling.
Still say no.
Okay. Majority of likely voters think in the wake of the discovery of Virginia House of Delegates candidate Susanna Gibson's porn chatterbait account, 56% of surveyed voters in the state said the Democrat should drop out of the race.
All right.
30% thought she should remain. I'm assuming those 30 and 56%.
I was going to say, what's the other 14%? Undecided? Don't give a shit?
Yeah, it's probably undecideds and, you know, moderates or whatever.
No one cares.
So what are you basing that on would be my question. Because I guarantee you don't know what her politics are.
No.
Outside of D or R or
No,
stuff like that.
there's too many. I base that answer strictly on the number of prudes that are out there.
Right.
Yeah, that just don't think that that's acceptable or appropriate.
So there's going to be, if that's the case, that means there's also going to be a percentage of people that are like, that want the most whorish behavior everywhere.
Yeah,
that we're seeing. Like
there's
there's
30%.
Yeah, that's part 30% of the 59.
No, that's 30% that said she should stay in.
Stay in. They just want over the top.
Yeah.
We want drag queens talking to toddlers, all that kind of stuff. Same group.
I'm just okay with a hot chick that's a whore.
Yeah.
Being on
They
my
should have
TV.
done men, women more because I think it would be very.
That would definitely change.
The poll shows that constituencies Virginia Democrats count on to turn out in elections are. So they're like, if we don't have these groups, we're fucked.
Yep.
So what do they count on? The bitches, the blacks, and the young.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
Yep.
So women, significantly more likely than men to think she should drop out. 60% of women saying, bitch, beat it.
Yep.
Don't want the competition, whatever they're thinking. Another group that Democrats bank on, the black. Loving the black. And the black said, felt strongly she should get the fuck out.
Really?
Yeah, 62% of the black said she should drop out. Only 18% of the black said she should stay in.
Okay.
Yeah.
This, again, I'd love to have a male-female breakdown of this.
Of the black?
Of all of
or
it.
just
Yes,
all?
Exactly. Don't just tell me the black people.
Yeah.
Because I bet all the women are like, fuck that bitch.
Well,
All the dudes are like,
they did say 60% of women. So I'm assuming that means 60% of the women.
All
so
women.
100% of women. So 40% said, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And 60 said, beat it, bitch. Young people were not as open to the idea of a porn star as a candidate as the Democrats had hoped. 18 to 34-year-olds said she should drop out by a 50 to 40 margin. Moderates and independents also wanted to drop out. Among the only demographic groups who said she should stay in the race were self-described liberals, 35 to 44 years old. So the poll surveyed 894 people between September 14 and 18, and the question they asked was, recently the Washington Post covered a story about a female candidate from the Virginia House of Delegates of live-streamed having sex with her husband while asking for money to perform other sex acts. Do you believe this disqualifies the candidate for running for office?
Personally, no. I don't think so at all.
Yeah.
I think what goes on behind closed doors, even though you're going to broadcast it on the interwebs,
Yep.
is your own business.
You know, she was kind of going off the deep end, though. I don't know why she's not leaning into this more. Because, so the story was broken by the Washington Post, covered by nearly all national outlets, but the local papers largely looked the other way. Gibson has gone into hiding. Despite being hours from early voting beginning in a swing district where the partisan control of the entire House of Delegates could be in play, she's refused to address the scandal or answer questions from the media. Yet the Times-Dispatch allowed Gibson to run an op-ed on an unrelated issue, essentially a press release that allowed her to avoid hard questions.
Okay.
More like avoiding hard-on questions. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they let her run an op-ed totally off the subject. Why?
Because they want her in there.
Okay.
They're trying to help the cause.
So that's the best we can do?
Wow. Define best. And
someone that's
define
selling piss videos
define
and offering anal for a few tokens.
I'm just saying, define the we.
Well, Virginia.
Okay. And the press, the media, that was giving her the softball and letting her do that and not addressing the issue.
Yeah.
Because she's got a D next to her name.
Right. Right. I would think they would, at some point, it's not the only female Democrat running. I mean, I could be wrong, but
no.
You would think they would go, well, Lisa over here is,
I'm just saying, I think
she doesn't, piss on
Ds.
camera.
Protect all Ds.
Yeah.
I think is the goal there.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Oh.
Well, it's a real shame that, slut shaming is still a thing in today's age.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that it's so much. Well, it sort of is slut shaming, but if you're going to go out there, I think she's got a couple of young kids. Mm-hmm. How would you like that if that was your mom? I know I wouldn't.
No.
Like if it was someone else's mom, I'm all in. I'm all about it. But those kids are going to have to be like, oh, yeah, you mean when your mom ran for fucking Senate by selling piss videos?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be a tough little circle to grow up in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, how do you uncuck a husband? I mean, that's
once cuck, always cuck.
Yeah. I mean, that's a stigma that stays with you. And I don't mean to cuck shame anybody, but.
Can you imagine that being the first man, the first cuck of the country someday?
First cuck, yeah. Doug's probably that right now.
Yeah.
He there's something very cuckish about Doug,
Yep.
Hillary was was a good cuck too. One point,
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
Although I think secretly she was running shit.
Yeah, and she was probably using a strap-on Bill, let's be honest. But who's the giant Bush chick whose husband got his head blown off? JFK?
Yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck was
Jackie
her?
O?
Jackie O was a cock? I mean, he was fucking everything that moved.
Yeah, well, she was just a victim, I think.
Oh, okay. The victim,
We'll go with that.
Lauren Boebert.
Oh, yeah.
Still in the news.
Speaking of cucks.
Yeah, her husband is running to her defense. Tell me if I'm wrong in this. To me, this guy is he's going to say anything he can. He's trying to get that vagine back.
Okay.
He wants that vagine back.
Yeah. He was he was cheating on her, right?
Right.
And then so she filed divorce.
Yeah.
And now he wants it back.
Yeah, I think he's like, oh, shit, I lost the vagine.
He sees an opportunity here to try and slide back in.
Yeah, yeah. It's better than sliding into her DMs or anything like that. He's going this route. He made a social media
If you're
post.
going to slide in.
Yeah. So he asked the public to be nice to Boebert.
That's sweet.
Yeah, Jason Boebert's message comes after Lauren issued the apology over the incident at the Buell Theater, saying her actions fell short of my values. And we were like, I don't know. I don't know that much about you, but it seems like kind of on point with your values.
Yeah, it seems a bit on brand.
Yeah, she's going to be the girl being obnoxious, vaping in the front row of a Kid Rock concert.
Yep.
Right? Nothing wrong with that, but...
That's who you are. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah. So getting your titties groped in a theater seems rather on brand.
Sure.
On point. Maybe giving a handy in
Again,
the seats.
why are we slut shaming here?
No, we're not.
Okay.
But it seems on brand. She was trying to deny that was, like, it went against my values. And was like...
Yeah, let's lean into that, too.
Yeah, I don't know that it goes against your
Yeah,
values.
say, I'm a
from
good
what I've
time.
seen.
So,
Yeah. So, by the way, she's not going another date on that with that guy. She found out he was a Democrat, and that the bar he owned in Denver there hosted some drag events.
Right.
For
you
kids
didn't know
or
this
some shit.
before going in?
You would think.
You would think.
Yeah, but apparently not.
Maybe she just swiped right.
Yeah, maybe. Probably set up by someone,
Perhaps.
He's a bar owner. He's young.
But then
he's hot. And
but by the way, he's a libtard,
yeah, and he wouldn't know who Lauren Boebert is.
right?
Like you.
Hey, listen, them titties were out. I don't think
Yeah,
it matters.
true. Great point. Watching the attacks against Lauren, I feel that people should know the truth of our broken marriage and burden she has carried for too long.
Spill it. Spill the hot tea, boy.
I want to start out by acknowledging that Lauren has always been an exceptional wife, mother, and now grandmother. Don't throw that in.
Yeah, well.
Even though she's like 38, it just doesn't,
Yeah.
The
Gil thing factors in.
Yeah. She has provided me with love, support, and honored me through every misstep. He's really fallen on the sword here.
Yeah, of course.
I was unfaithful to Lauren in so many ways. I think the time you were unfaithful to Lauren was the one that matters, when he stuck his dick in another vagine.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else he was unfaithful about, Is there other ways to be unfaithful?
Yes, there's emotional cheating. There's physical cheating.
Really?
Yeah.
What would be an example of emotional?
Well, because giving your love and affection to someone else without physically putting your dick in them.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is that a common thing, you think?
Yep.
Really?
Well, it usually ends up with your dick going in there too, but
Yeah. So it's just like the precursor to your dick going in that V. Your dick going in
yes,
that V.
basically, right.
Yeah, okay. I should have always brought my best, just as she did. My actions were selfish and thoughtless, and I failed to consider the consequences they would ultimately have on the person I hold dearest in my heart. Do you hear what I'm hearing? Mm-hmm. This has been a devastating divorce that I hold all responsibility for.
Yep.
It upsets me that everyone believes she left me over fame or a new lifestyle. That's far from the truth. Then again, most of what's said about our family is untrue. Another battle we have faced together for too long. Much of this is on me because the problem starts at the root, and I am the root. Jason also said, I've embarked on a journey of self-reflection and personal growth, committed to becoming a better man, one who can fully appreciate and reciprocate the love and kindness that has been demonstrated on me. Lauren, if you're reading this,
which of course, why wouldn't you?
sure. Know that I am dedicated to doing everything in my power to rebuild the trust that has been shattered. I stand behind you, or you are the hardest working person I know. Selfish and overflowing with love. I hate the attacks that are coming your way. And in part, this is my fault, and you don't deserve this. I'm asking for you all to show grace and mercy towards Lauren in this troubling season. She deserves a chance to earn your forgiveness and regain trust. I have broke her down in so many ways, but she will come out stronger as she always does, and so will I.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Sounds like he's trying to find
like
a way back in,
yeah,
right?
a hopeless plea.
Yeah.
That sounds like.
Yeah.
Trying to win the court of public opinion.
Lord, if you're reading this.
If you're reading this. Just text her that, buddy.
Yeah, that seems
Probably
like
still got her number.
texted. Yeah, probably.
Or maybe she's blocked him.
Could be. With kids, though. Don't they have
True.
kids in the mix?
I don't know, maybe. So it's blown out?
What's that?
I said, so it's blown out?
No. Just, you wouldn't want to not have contact with father and kid. I mean, to go to the point of blocking them.
I know. I was just talking about her.
Oh, her? Do you think it's blown out?
She's got kids.
Well, yeah. Lots of people have kids, though. That doesn't always blow it out, does it?
Not always.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing.
So, we still have in the news Russell Brand catching some shit.
Oh, catching
people.
strays now from somewhere?
Yeah, they're trying to just take away everything he's ever made and all of that kind of stuff. So YouTube took the step of making sure to demonetize him so he can make no money ever.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether he's guilty of anything. Fuck it. Just take away his revenue stream. And then they were like, not good enough.
We need
He's
more.
still on Rumble.
We need more.
He's still on Rumble. So let's write to Rumble, which they did.
And who is they?
This is from Parliament in the UK.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Rumble published a copy of the letter from Parliament
All right.
addressed to Chris Pavlovsky. He's the CEO of Rumble, for those that don't know. Dear Chris, I am writing concerning the serious allegations regarding Russell Brand in the context of his being a content provider on Rumble with more than 1.4 million followers. The Culture, Media, and Sport Committee is raising questions with the broadcasters and production companies who previously employed Mr. Brand to examine both the culture of the industry in the past and whether that culture still prevails today. However, we are also looking at his use of social media, including on Rumble, where he issued his preemptive response to the accusations made against him by the Sunday Times and Channel 4's Dispatches. So that was a documentary that Channel 4's Dispatches came out with. And I've never seen this before, but they had actresses playing all the assault victims.
Okay.
Yeah. So it wasn't just like interviews with the victims and they blur their face out. No, they had.
So this is just a dramatization of the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of weird. Going back 20 years, by the way. It's kind of weird. So while we recognize that Rumble is not the creator of the content published by Mr. Brand, we are concerned that he may be able to profit from his content on the platform.
Oh, yeah. Make sure we get it all.
Get all of it. We would be grateful if you could confirm whether Mr. Brand is able to monetize his content, including his videos relating to the serious accusations against him. If so, we would like to know whether Rumble intends to join YouTube in suspending Mr. Brand's ability to earn money on the platform. We would also like to know what Rumble is doing to ensure that creators are not able to use the platform to undermine the welfare of victims of inappropriate, potentially illegal behavior. Yours sincerely, Dame Caroline Denenge.
Dame.
Yeah, Dame. Fuck off, Dame. That last swipe there is for anyone else. What if it turns out that Russell Brand is the victim here? Mm-hmm. The victim of a targeted attack to go after him, his reputation and everything about him. What if he's the victim?
Never gonna happen. You'll never hear about it.
Rumble came out with their own statement. Mr. Pavlovsky, CEO there of Rumble. Mm-hmm. While Rumble obviously deplores sexual assault, rape, and all serious crimes, by the way, as do all of us. Okay?
Yeah.
Like that goes without saying.
I'm team no rape.
As am I. Never needed to rape anybody, never thought about raping anybody, never wanted to rape anybody, and never have raped anybody. I don't want to speak for you, T, but I'm assuming you're in a similar position.
Yeah, I told team no rape.
Yeah. And so we're against rape, all serious crimes, and believes that both alleged victims and the accused are entitled to a full and serious investigation. It is vital to note that recent allegations against Mr. Brand have nothing to do with our content on Rumble's platform. Just yesterday, YouTube announced that Based solely on these media accusations, it was barring Mr. Brand from monetizing his video content. Rumble stands for very different values. We have devoted ourselves to the vital cause of defending a free internet, meaning an internet where no one arbitrarily dictates which ideas can or cannot be heard, or which citizens may or may not be entitled to a platform. We regard it as deeply inappropriate and dangerous that the UK Parliament would attempt to control who is allowed to speak on our platform or to earn a living from doing so. Singling out an individual and demanding his ban is even more disturbing, given the absence of any connection between the allegations of his content on Rumble. We don't agree with the behavior of many Rumble creators, but we refuse to penalize them for actions that have nothing to do with our platform. Although it may be politically and socially easier for Rumble to join a cancel culture mob, doing so would be a violation of our company's values and mission. We emphatically reject the UK Parliament's demands.
Nice.
Good for them.
Yep, I like that response quite a bit.
Yeah, I do too. Yep, and I do as well. And now is as good a time to as ever to tell people that we are also on Rumble.
We are
in video form, so you can watch this show there if you've had it with YouTube and whatever else. By the way, this is where this goes. I did pull up audio there, T. And this is just infuriating to me because I spent 20 years in this world, right? In the morning talk radio, and there's all kinds of formats for that, whether it's Morning Zoo and wacky bells and whistles morning shows, or your NPR styles. Most people are just trying to entertain an audience. Some are risque, some are the Howard Sterns of the world, some are the Drew and Mikes of the world that have a mixture of interview skills with over-the-top outrageous, saying shit to get a charge out of people, make people laugh, maybe make people think. That's the whole bit. It's a watered-down piece of shit now. Anybody that's doing morning radio at an actual radio station, it's just garbage, I guarantee it. Unless they're just doing, like, weather and news updates, what's coming up this weekend in your local town. It's garbage. They can't push the envelope. They can't make creative, funny shit for the most part. So here's a piece from Russell Brand from Radio 2, was the show station he was on. So Channel 4's Dispatches program, they say, I say hit piece, has released audio. They're releasing audio now of his BBC radio show where he joked about a 16-year-old having a sex party.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy, sounds awful.
Yeah.
So let me...
And when is this from?
07. So you tell me if this is someone trying to be funny.
Sort of like the raping the girl and killing her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So this is obviously someone that's called into the radio show, and as a morning show host, he's making the best of whatever. This can go myriad directions. I've seen it a billion times, literally. I know how these play out, so go ahead.
Let's see.
Now, I think you should theme the party around legal sex.
Hello.
You all right, sweetheart?
Yeah.
What seems to be the trouble?
Well, I'm going to have a 16th party, well, hopefully.
16th party? You've had 15 up till now. Do you have one every year?
No, I only had one last year.
Right, but you are 16 years of age.
Which is legal.
In February, but I want ideas.
That's where you're 16. You can't really drink booze yet, or any drugs, because that's illegal. 16. Right, now you will be legally allowed to have sexual partners. Now, I think you should theme the party around legal sex. Why don't you have it themed around vampires? Because I suppose what you really want to do is heighten the mood of, like, you're 16, you're still essentially a child, but you're coming of age. I think you want to heighten the mood of danger. So dress as say it's a vampire-themed party. Why not? February.
A masked ball.
Masked ball, like
That's good.
oh, hold on, a Venetian masked ball. That's a good idea, Matt. In its way, erotic, but in a suppressed, suitable way for a 16-year-old girl.
Urgent legal issues raised, blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, this was, and the irony to that is that he's right. He's like, okay, you're 16.
Yeah.
You can't drink, you can't do drugs, but you're allowed to have sex, right? Like you can't boat, you can't smoke,
Yeah.
but you can have sex. So let's have a sex theme party.
Yeah. going over.
Did he make the rule that 16 was legal to have sex?
I don't believe so.
Oh, I didn't think so.
No.
So just playing the hand that he was dealt.
Right. And if you don't know what's going on there, if you're trying to take that as a literal thing,
right,
you're an idiot or just an asshole is what you are.
It's vampire parties.
Yeah,
right.
vampire parties, legal sects themed, which is appropriate now that you're 16 and legal.
Yeah.
You know, you're being dishonest. You know, you might not like the content. Maybe it's not a show you would have listened to. Maybe it's a show you would have listened to 20 years ago, but now that you've gotten older, some of those things aren't as funny to you anymore. But, you know, there's that shows the hit piece nature of it. They know that there's nothing illegal about what he said.
No.
But if you're just trying to destroy someone's character and paint them as something that fits a narrative you're going for, this is how you would do it. Find any piece of audio where he says anything mildly inappropriate to about a kid.
Get it out there with a negative slant, and that's all it's going to take.
Right.
It'll be enough.
How distressing is this, and how urgent is it? It's like, yeah, it wasn't a problem when he did it in 2007.
Parliament.
Yeah.
That's incredible to me.
Incredible. Yeah. Shows you the worry, though. They're worried about someone stepping out of line and people flocking to that. They don't have anything they can put on the air that they can grab those kinds of numbers of people en masse and have them, in their words, be like a cult following. No, you do that with creative content, with making people think. That's how you gain that. It's not a mystery. So, you know, if you can't beat them, the best thing to do is just tear them off the mountain. It's not going to work, but that's what they're trying to do. I was listening to Kurt Metzger yesterday talk about this, and he thought this whole thing was bullshit, which is kind of the way I was leaning, but we admitted, neither of us were there. We don't know if he was, you know, maybe, but we didn't also know the legal age of consent. And, you know, you might not like it, but if it's legal, it's legal. I didn't make the rules, neither did you, neither did Russell Brand.
Right.
But Kurt was saying, look, you have a couple serious allegations. And then when you sprinkle that on top with all the nonsense around it, with all the other bullshit, like, ooh, look at this clip. Yeah. Oh, look what so-and-so said in his actress. Don't try to get in my pants or I'll kick your nuts off.
It just tells me that that it's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Right.
That's
you
exactly
you just
what
don't
Kurt
have
thought.
to do that if it's not bullshit.
Right.
If the crimes are serious enough on their own,
they'll stand on their own.
They will stand on their own.
Exactly.
And that should be all you need. But you shouldn't have to discredit people like this. And
Right.
You shouldn't have to scramble to win the court of public opinion.
Do you know how fucking easy it would be to take clips of this show and take them out of context and paint a story around it, a narrative, whatever you've built? It's no different.
For sure.
You could take the Drew and Mike show, any show, literally any, and you could do that to them. You could be like, oh, the character. We make wholly inappropriate jokes.
Absolutely.
On this show all the fucking time, going for a laugh. That's all. Nothing more.
That's the goal.
Yeah. So crazy. Fucking crazy.
Yeah. Something tells me that he's going to end up being just fine, Mr. Brand.
Yeah, it's, you know what, it's scary to me. The one that really bothers me is Tucker Carlson and them going after his advertisers on Fox News, where it was like, it didn't matter that he had the biggest audience, the growing audience, he had the biggest voice in that entire landscape by far.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Careful what you wish for, because now it's tenfold.
right. But at the time, because it doesn't just affect the Tucker Carlsons of the world who can absolutely weather it. He could live on a beach for the remainder of time. He's just fine. He'll be fine. But it does, if you try to do a campaign like that against smaller guys, can absolutely disrupt them and destroy them. How many people can weather that for a month, 2 months, where people cancel on you and don't get to hear the other side? And by the time they do, it's too late. You're done. You're over. So, you know, for them, though, to go after Tucker's never done anything illegal.
No.
By all accounts, he's a decent dude.
Yeah.
Does a lot of research. Whether you agree with his stance or not is irrelevant. Is he breaking the law? No. But when you go after these pussy advertisers, and the advertisers, and I sort of get it, they're like, hey, man, leave me out of this. I just want to sell some fucking razors.
Yep.
All right? I don't need this shit. I don't need people picketing my company.
Creeps shave too.
What?
Creeps shave too.
Yeah, exactly. But they don't. It's like, you know what? I'll just advertise somewhere else until this blows over. And it got to the point where that show was making very little money because, activists went out and made sure of that.
Yeah.
And so it's going to take a lot more people like Rumble, like LL Bean, to step up and say, no, we're not putting up with this. No. You didn't create this company. You don't get to decide who and who we cannot advertise with. We're trying to reach a big population of people that pay attention, that want us, that want to support the advertisers of content creators that they enjoy. What's she doing?
Flopping around. It was like watching her.
Pink belly. Yeah, so it's just very discouraging that, these people feel that they can do this, that Parliament members feel that they can, that they have the kind of clout to determine who can listen to what and who.
Yeah, precedent has already been set.
Breastmint?
Yeah, that didn't come out right. Precedent has already been set.
Yeah,
and that
it works.
That it works.
Yeah,
that's all they have to do.
It's incredible.
So until it stops working, they will continue.
Yeah.
The beatings will continue until morale improves.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I worry that we don't get there.
Very possible.
I really do, man. That's my worry is that cooler heads will not prevail. We usually see cooler heads prevail.
Yeah.
Or at least we used to. My fear is that you don't get to a place where cooler heads prevail, where the days of having discussion, coming to a respectful resolution where we, disagree to agree and that kind of thing. I don't know that we can get back there. I would hope we can, but I don't know that we can.
Yeah, it's no guarantee, that's for sure.
No. And I don't know what this country looks like if that's truly where we get,
I'm not sure what this country looks like right now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
True. The author of Genderqueer has come out and made some statements. Genderqueer, there's so many of these. There's like 1,500 books that have been banned, quote, from school libraries and stuff. And this is like the number one. There was, what was it, Lawn Boy?
Yeah, that was one of them.
Was one of them. Genderqueer, I don't know which one it was where the two guys are discussing blowing the local realtor.
I think that was Lawn Boy.
Was that Lawn Boy?
I think so, yeah.
So Genderqueer, the author, M-A-I-A. Maya?
Yeah, I guess. Just a weird Maya.
Kobabe? K-O-B-A-B-E? Kobabe? Kobabe.
Maya Kobabe.
Maya Kobabe. All right. Who identifies as non-binary and uses pronouns. Would you care to guess her pronouns?
You just gave it to me.
What?
Her.
And, well...
You just said her pronouns.
Yeah, I did, but I'm not the author. So I'm ignorant. So that's why I said
I'm going to go they, them.
That would be smart, but wrong.
Oh, no. Don't tell me it's a Z-zer.
It's not a Z-zer, which would be another great swing, but a swing and a miss.
Wow.
Hers, and we got to take her seriously, obviously. She's an author, well-respected, non-binary. Her pronouns are E, M, as in E-M. So E, E-M, and E-I-R, ear. E-M, ear.
E-I-E-I-O?
Oh, come on, man. To make fun of the community.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
I don't either.
E-R and E-I-R, what?
So it's just the letter E, comma,
E.
E-M.
E, E-M, and E-I-R?
Yeah. E-I-O. I don't blame you for going there, but...
This is stupid.
She explained that while her book might be appropriate for older teens, she does not recommend it for children. Well, that's weird because all the politicians are fighting for it to be read to children or in school libraries for toddlers. So now the authors come out like, it's like, where have you been, bitch? This has been brewing for years now. What are we doing? It keeps being called a children's book, but I think that's coming from a misreading of the comic book form. Genderqueer is a comic and in full color. That doesn't mean it's for children. I originally wrote it for my parents and then for older teens who are already asking these questions about themselves. I don't recommend this book for kids. She told that to the Washington Post. So Genderqueer includes illustrations of sex between two dudes with a sex toy, blowjobs, jacking off, and other sexually explicit material.
Two dudes. What do you need a sex toy for if you're two dudes?
Dude, I was thinking the same thing, but there's two dudes with a sex toy. That's one sentence, not a comma between them. So they're strapping one on, too. Like, you can't get enough dicks in that room.
Man, I'm telling you, yeah.
It's weird, right?
There's a lot going on.
Kobabe was reacting to Senator John Kennedy. He's from Louisiana, reading some of genderqueer's passages during a Senate Judiciary Committee hearing last week. Committee hearing was looking at a new Illinois law that blocks funding to libraries that remove books from their collections. Governor J.B. Pritzker signed the bill. He is a Democrat, by the way. Signed the book ban bill in June in front of a shelf of contested books, including genderqueer. At the hearing, 71-year-old senator read from the book. I got a new strap-on harness today. I can't wait to put it on you. It will fit my favorite dildo perfectly. You're going to look so hot. I can't wait to have your cock in my mouth. I'm going to give you the blowjob of your life. Then I want you inside me. Just a couple boys kicking the conversation around.
Okay. Again, yeah, I'm still so confused by the strap-on dildo thing. If you're a guy.
Not only the strap-on, but it's going to fit my favorite dildo perfect.
Right?
Yeah, I didn't know strap-ons fit dildos in them. It's like a Russian doll.
What? No, that's what the strap-on is. Strap-on's the harness that the dildo goes into.
But so you have to buy those separately?
Yeah.
Really? They don't come with dicks on them already?
No. No, they're interchangeable.
Really? So you can get different colors if you want like a giant black veiny one?
Yep.
No shit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Do they come with like a starter dildo at least?
Probably, yeah, sure. I'm guessing. I guess you can get them in any way you want.
Yeah. But, and then what do they just screw on, like a light bulb?
They have little like suction cups.
Okay. Mm-hmm. How you know so much about this?
I know a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, it's true. In the Washington Post interview with Kobabe, the interviewer acknowledged that she would not give genderqueer to a grade schooler in my life, but I could see recommending it to my kid if they were 17. If they were looking into chest binding, for example, I'd rather they learn about how to do it safely, as you discuss in the book, instead of winging it. Kobabe responded by suggesting that reading genderqueer could be a better option for young readers than Googling answers. Many books that are being challenged often wrestle with a difficult topic, like historical atrocities or experiences in racism or something dealing with sexual health. I would rather young readers encounter information in books than in random, unstructured Googling. Google should just give you truthful answers instead of propaganda. Nice? I mean, that would solve...
It wasn't selective in its information.
Yeah, right. I think it should bother people, too, the amount of stories that we're able to get from around the world from other search engines that Google's decided you can't see. It's kind of remarkable, actually, how many of those stories...
Why would that possibly be?
Because it's propaganda. I just wouldn't have thought it would gotten to that level. There were just certain things that I thought were off the table.
You would hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you could just do a Google search and it'd be like a math question. Even math is deemed racist now. But if you asked Google, what's 4 plus 4, it wouldn't give you an alternate answer. Like it would be like, no, that's 8. No matter where you go, this is the reality. But to just shadow ban things or hide them, I mean, there are stories. If you try to find stories on ivermectin, that's a great one.
Yep.
Good fucking luck. You just won't find them. They're not there. You have to go to other search engines in order to dig through that stuff. And then it's on you to read them and decide, you know. I remember...
Why would you feel the need to control the flow of information?
Yeah.
All information should be accessible.
Yeah. I remember when people... when 9/11 truthers first started coming out. And there was a big documentary that was made. It was called Loose Change. And that was going around like crazy. It was like, this will open your eyes up to everything. You don't have to believe the flat earthers and those people, but if you want to know what really was going on, they've deep dove into this. They've done a deep dive into 9/11, and Loose Change is the documentary. I was like, okay, I'm glad I had the option to watch it.
Yeah.
Because then I was able to decide for myself what nonsense it was.
Yep.
I was able to go, okay, I see where you went with that, how you got there, but that's bullshit. How you put that together and how you made that look. No, this is nonsense. The other one was what was that thing? It went around forever. It was like, yeah, if you just think properly, They made a documentary. They might have made a
Power
movie.
of positive thinking?
No, but it was like, if you think there's an open parking spot at the front of the mall, and then you drive around, it'll be there. And the fuck was that called?
I mean, I don't...
You'd know it if I said it.
Okay.
Zach got into it for a bit.
Okay.
And I watched the documentary and I went, bullshit. This is fucking nonsense. You can smell a lot of that stuff out. You can just go, no. I see what they're doing here. I see why. But I like having the option.
Absolutely.
And if they do a good enough job that they can fool me on something, some people would say, oh, you got by the people that claim the moon's fake.
Yeah.
But I was like,
They got you.
I'm on their team, man. I get it. That moon is fake. Not the landing, the moon itself.
Right.
So, by the way, this is in no way banning of books. Let's be clear about that. Just not having it in an elementary school library does not mean... Go to Amazon and buy the book all you want. Having an R rating on a movie or an NC-17 rating on a movie and not allowing a toddler to just walk in and sit down.
Yeah, it's not banned.
It's not a banned movie.
Right.
It's just not inappropriate for young kids. That's all. So this idea that we're banning books and banning blah, it's like, oh, Republicans want to ban books and blah, blah, blah. They're burning the Bible. And it's like, stop it. What are you talking about? It's about appropriateness for age groups. That's all. I don't think that discussion about dildos and interchangeable dildos on a strap-on between two dudes and can't wait to get my cock in your mouth is appropriate for Marshall.
Nope.
Just don't. Maybe that makes me a prude. Maybe I'm just past my prime.
Nope.
Hardly seems appropriate for Marshall or Madison or Reed. That's all I think about.
Does not.
Banning books. Fuck out of here.
They just got to make it seem worse. Just like anything else. When they can't just rely on the facts, when they can't just be straightforward, truthful, honest, then I call bullshit.
Yeah.
Because if it can't
or if they want to
alone,
shut down the conversation, that's another tell too.
Exactly.
Right. If you really believe what you're saying and you can and it's above board, you can have a discussion about it.
You should be able to articulately defend it.
Yeah.
Without sort of the name calling and
but we see time and time
on.
again that they don't do it.
Doesn't seem to work out that way.
No.
Not often, no.
Bob Ross.
The painter?
Of course.
Okay.
Is there another?
Wasn't sure, just making sure.
Okay.
The Bob Ross.
The Bob Ross.
Yes.
He's become kind of a fucking hippie icon.
Yeah.
Kind of
like
a
cult
deadhead in
hero,
his own.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, you see him on a lot of tie-dye shit. You see a lot of stoners wearing Bob Ross T-shirts.
Yep.
Which is a great, if you could fall into a group of people, that group of people is awesome.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Good souls, open-hearted, welcoming, friendly. Obviously everybody's got their 1%, but, for the most part, you get in with the dead community. Just
good company.
Wonderful people. Yeah. Give you the shirt off their back if they're wearing a shirt. A lot of times they're not, but the veggie burrito scene, all of that. And I feel like Bob Ross in death has really kind of, I don't know if it's the hair, I don't know if it's the way he speaks.
But really embraced him post-mortem.
Yeah, because he was like a fucking Marine, man. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure Bob Ross was a Marine.
He
like
was,
a Green Beret or something, which you wouldn't think would fit hand in glove.
Not with that hair.
Right. At the time, they probably shaved it, but, he's like one of the crew now. It's kind of cool to see.
Yeah.
His first ever TV painting was known as A Walk in the Woods.
All right.
It was very standard Bob Ross. You could pull it up and look at it, but it's it's got its lake.
I get the gist of it.
It's got its
some happy little trees.
And I just love it, man. I still have in the other room 2 Bob Ross painting kits.
All right.
With a video. We got to do that one day. It's got easels and everything.
Okay.
And then you watch the video and he walks you through
how to paint them.
Yeah, I bet we could do some dope ass Bob Rosses with Bob Ross's help.
Sure, probably.
Oh, a listener sent those a few years ago. We've never pulled them out.
I have struggled with stick figures, so we'll see. I'm going to need a lot of Bob's help.
Yeah, but he's great at that.
I'm more autistic than artistic.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Very.
I think of you as a very creative person.
I am, but it doesn't translate onto
drawing, painting.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I bet you do all right, though.
I'm sure I will.
Because I did have a couple listeners reach out to me saying it was incredible that they did the Bob Ross video.
All right. We'll have to get the wigs and everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've got a bobblehead Bob Ross upstairs. I love it. My sister got it for me as a stocking stuffer one year.
Chia pet, Bob Ross chia
That's
pet head.
right.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. It grows a little afro. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool. So the painting, which has been housed at the Modern Artifact Art Gallery, went to an anonymous buyer. It's the first of more than 400 paintings that Ross created, painting them in just 30 minutes. What do you think Bob Ross... Now, he hasn't been dead for 100 years.
No, but
his art will never be terribly respected in the art community.
No, but that being his first TV painting like that,
yeah,
that's got some clout. I'll bet you it went for $1 million.
Million?
Yeah.
You would be very much wrong.
Like $100,000.
It went for $9.8 million.
Oh my God. 9.8 million.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yes. They're not, I mean, those are,
yeah, they're not.
You see it on the canvas. It's not like some
they're not
Sistine
good.
Chapel. They're great, but 9.8 million. I'd love to have a Bob Ross. If you said $5,000, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I get it. Mm-hmm. You're paying, $200 for the painting, and you're paying $4,800 because Bob Ross painted it.
Correct.
Like, that would seem reasonable. 9.8 million?
Yeah, they're not all going to get that. But like I said,
no.
That's going to have some special clout because it's the first one he did.
Yeah. Well, what's really unique?
And it is that's a fairly limited number, 400. I mean, it's a lot, but it's not.
What's super unique about Bob Ross paintings is, though, they kept all of them in-house. Those very rarely were those given out or sold or anything like that. Like, the people that worked on the set had them. In fact, Ryan Nelson, the owner of the gallery, said he acquired the painting from a lady who worked on the show and decided to buy it after the episode was taped. She probably paid $30 for it.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
At the time, nobody had any idea.
Yeah.
The low-budget PBS show.
Yeah. What this piece represents is the people's artist. This isn't an institution that's telling you that Bob Ross is great. There are over 350,000 searches on Google every single month for Bob Ross.
Yeah, and he's more popular now than when he was alive.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's probably fair.
Probably fair.
Yeah. Certainly as far as like cultish status, and you can't diminish it.
Right.
Like that doesn't change. I can't imagine there's going to be
There wasn't merch back in his day.
No. No, but you see Happy Little Trees t-shirts literally in every t-shirt shop.
Yep.
They're selling them now. Nelson bought the painting last year, and I didn't understand what this means. I still don't. But he bought the painting last year and gave it a not-for-sale price of $9.85 million.
Okay, so he's just valuing it?
He just valued it as a gallery owner.
Must be nice.
And, what did he give the girl that originally paid $15? I mean, like, who knows what he gave her? $10,000?
Exactly, probably.
The late painter died in 1995, but has made a huge impact on the art community with his soothing voice as he guided viewers through a journey of peace and tranquility. He hosted the show from 83 to 94.
Oh, wow. Run.
That aired a total of 31 seasons. So they must have done every season, so like 4 a year. Ish.
Well, that'd be more than that.
Right. So from 83 to 94. So 10 years, essentially. So three a year. So 31 seasons. That would be 3 per year.
Okay.
So fall season, spring, maybe took the summers off. 403 episodes. In his very first episode, he invited viewers to find the artist hidden in the bottom of every single one of us. This is for you, T. He gave step-by-step instructions that tied together with simple tools and the same colors of paint each week. This is for you, right here.
All right.
There's no secret to this. Anyone can paint. All you need is a dream in your heart and a little practice.
Okay. I don't have either of those.
What?
I don't have either of those.
No?
No.
You don't have a dream in your heart?
No.
No ability to practice?
No.
Yeah.
No, I have the ability to practice. I have no desire to practice.
Yeah. What if you spit out some dope shit, though?
Okay.
All right. Just saying.
Yeah. A classic original T-Roy. It's going to go for
I'd want one.
Millions.
I'd want one. What if it went for 50? Who cares? Be great. Ross's look has also become iconic in itself as he stood tall with that perm. The mustache, the Jufro, yeah. The mustache, the beard, the big glasses, button-down shirts. although his artwork, they say, is very well known, they can be extremely hard to get a hold of. So when they are sold, they're sold for quite a bit. After his death, his estimated net worth was $10 million today with inflation, $19.8 million. And I think that's because he's kind of gotten fucked. I think people stole his NIL.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think a lot of his name, image, likeness has been like that bobblehead up there. I think there was a family tied to him that kind of stole all that shit and just started mass producing merch that didn't go to the Ross family at all.
Gotcha.
And so it was kind of like, well, I dig the gift, but it kind of fucked over Bob Ross.
Yeah, he's doing all right. He's fine.
Yeah, well, he personally is, but what do you think the longest eligibility of a college football player is?
Longest eligibility.
Yeah, so usually you get 4 years, and then there's a redshirt year.
Right.
You can petition if there's an injury early in a season.
Yeah. Well, consecutively, or are you talking about like somebody coming back that still has?
No, I think
eligibility?
consecutively. So not because you had mentioned like Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Like I think he's got a year left of eligibility.
Technically,
in
right.
Michigan.
Of eligibility, right. So I'm saying. So, and there was somebody who was playing that was 34 years old or some shit
As
when
a
the college
freshman.
game. Yeah. So we're looking at that, like, but I don't know. I'll say 7 years.
7 years. That's a good guess.
With the COVID and some of the other bullshit that you can get away with, I'm going to say 7 years somehow. You can milk it out to be.
I think it's important to note. I don't believe at all these people give a shit about education.
No.
You know what I mean? How can we make money for our university? And this might be a bad example because it's not like this guy's selling a lot of jerseys. University of Miami, Florida.
All right.
So
Canes.
He's a Gator.
Mm-hmm.
Tight
Florida, yeah. I said Miami.
University of Miami, Florida.
Oh, okay.
So the Gators.
Yeah.
Right?
No, well, University of Miami is the Hurricanes. University of Florida is the Gators.
Yeah, it's the University of Miami, Florida.
Yeah, because there's Miami of Ohio, too.
Right.
So that's Miami. That's the Hurricanes.
So this is the Hurricanes. Okay, yeah. Orange and green and white.
Yep.
Gotcha. Tight end Cam McCormick is college football's version of Van Wilder, having played for an unbelievable 8 seasons.
Wow.
And going for his 9th.
What in the world?
Yeah. They call him the Van Wilder of eligibility for college football, which is interesting because Van Wilder is based on Bert Kreischer, which was based on an article written in Rolling Stone called The Undergraduate from when Bert was at Florida State. And then they ended up, a lot of those storylines are in Van Wilder, starring Ryan
Gosling.
No.
Felipe.
No.
Ryan Reynolds.
Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So already McCormick is tied with former Northern Illinois linebacker Kyle Pugh for the longest career in the NCAA. But now the former 3-star recruit out of Bend, Oregon, is looking to further his streak by
Bend, Oregon.
Bend, Oregon.
Yeah, Bend, Oregon.
Yeah, I like that. It's not bad. I've never heard that one.
I haven't either.
No, you just come up with that
Yeah.
one? Bend, Oregon.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, I love it. So he's looking to further his streak of play by taking on an unprecedented 9th year of eligibility. Typically, players are allotted 4 years, and the only way to gain extra eligibility is A, get redshirted, or B, get injured early enough in the season that you can then petition the NCAA.
Yeah.
In McCormick's case, he gained his extra years of eligibility through both of those means, as well as a special circumstance used in 2020.
The COVID rule.
What could that be?
Yep.
He committed to Oregon, enrolled in January 2016 as a freshman. That season, he was redshirted. He followed that up with a sophomore season in 17, where he played in all 13 games, 6 catches, 89 yards, and 1 touchdown. In an offense at Oregon that wings the ball.
Well, you're coming in as basically a freshman.
Yeah.
In your sophomore campaign after redshirting.
Who would have been there? Like Mariota?
What was that?
16?
16. He might have been.
Right?
Yeah.
Ish.
Joey Harrington?
No, Harrington would have been gone. In the first game of the season in 2018 against Bowling Green, he broke his ankle. The injury was so bad he needed multiple surgeries and enough rehab that he would also miss the entire 2019 season.
Oh, boy.
Then came 2020 with COVID-19, and that year, the NCAA made the unprecedented decision to automatically grant an extra year of eligibility to all athletes in every sport, regardless of class standing. The NCAA heard a petition from McCormick to earn an extra year of eligibility on top of his so-called COVID year, and it was granted. So he's already missed 2 years in a row because of a broken ankle. Then he gets COVID, and he says, I want another year after that. And they were like, okay. Doesn't that seem a little odd?
Seems like it, yeah. It was Justin Herbert.
Oh, Justin.
17.
Oh, hell. Yeah. I was thinking that he was probably gone by then. What's his name? Mariota. Yeah. But it was close, right? When did he leave? 14, 15, 16?
I just went to the 17 team.
So when was, does it say what years Herbert was there?
No. I'm just on this 2017 team.
He returned to the field in 21, played in 2 games before another season-ending injury.
Oh, man, this guy.
McCormick came back to play in 2022, finishing a full season with the Ducks, where he grabbed 10 catches for 66 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Okay.
So he must have just been
time.
down at the end zone. They were just using him for 6 yards, 5-yard touchdown grabs. After this season, McCormick transferred to University of Miami and has played in each game so far this season for the Hurricanes. He has 2 catches for 28 yards. So his average is going up.
Yeah.
He was averaging 6 yards a carry before.
Sure.
Or a catch before. Now he's up to 14.
9 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insane.
If you can do it, though, man.
Right?
Yeah.
You're getting a full ride for all this?
Yeah.
For all those times, I wonder?
Probably. Why not stay there as long as you can, right? Milk the system a little bit?
Yeah. No rush in getting out.
Hell no.
Don't grow up too soon.
What does that make him? Like closing in on 30?
Gotta be. I mean,
right?
Well, 9 years, you figure you start at 18,
18, 19.
So 27 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, though, there's a freshman that's like 34.
Yeah.
He's a kicker, right? Is he a kicker?
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. I know. Well, people used to bitch about BYU that it was unfair that you were playing against grown-ass men because they had that 2 years
Yeah, where they have to, like...
sabbatical or whatever they had to go on.
Go and, like, feed kids in Africa or some shit. Go build
Yeah.
huts or whatever they got to go do.
Is that when they blow the lines out, too?
Is it?
Or is that different from that 2 year?
I don't think that's that. Because they're still supposed to be celibate till marriage, right?
No, fuck no. No.
Brigham Young? The Mormons?
Yeah, but then they get the Mormons, I believe, unless I'm getting them confused with the Amish. Might be the Amish. The Amish let you blow out the lines right before you come back. And they hope you come back, but some Mormons go off the rails and they fuck everything that moves. They do all the coke they can do.
Oh, maybe.
Smoke shitloads of weed, get drunk as hell. And then they have to go back and just start working on barns again. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So I think I'm confusing the Mormons and the Amish. So the Amish have that cool thing where they let you go and just blow the lines out, get it all out of your system.
Okay.
And most of them come crawling back.
Gotcha. Yeah,
And
they get a year off from Mormonism.
The Mormons do?
Yeah.
What about the Amish?
I don't know, man.
No?
I'm not looking at all of it.
Okay.
I'm in the Mormon thing right now.
Okay.
So we're going to go look up the Amish.
No. Tell me what the Mormon thing says.
I'm not.
Or
Says
the
they get a year off.
Okay. I thought it was 2.
Okay. Well, that's
All
what
right.
I'm clarifying.
Let's get to some email. We got come on, guys. The fucker was on a bicycle. He got what he was begging for.
James.
Yeah.
Knock it off.
We mentioned that he was on a bicycle. At
Yes.
least James corrected himself. B-I cyclist. I spoke too soon. At least you clarified your stance on cyclist. Yeah, no shit, James.
Was he firing that off like mid-show before
Yeah.
we got that
He
off?
must have.
I guess so.
As far as being appalled by the lack of respect for human life, you guys are always killing babies at every turn. How can you promote killing babies for convenience and then wonder why people don't care about human life? What are you talking about, killing babies at every turn? You talking about abortion shit?
I think so.
Yeah,
That's
I don't.
the baby killing I know of.
Yeah, I don't care. I understand it's a dividing issue, but leave me out of it. I got nothing to do with it.
There's a shit ton of rules.
For what?
The fucking Mormon sabbatical. I mean, there's literally a list of rules to go by because you say, well, what were the rules?
Yeah.
167 line item rules.
What? Wait, is this when they go and they don't get to fuck around though? They go on like a 2-year retreat or some shit. Mm-hmm. Right? Is that what I'm thinking of, or am I mistaken there?
I get.
What are some of the rules?
Let's see.
If you can't crush pussy, is that one of the rules?
Man, let's see. Learn and obey all missionary rules. Keep your thoughts, words, and actions in harmony with the gospel message. Read only books, magazines, and other material authorized by the church. Don't debate or argue. Center your mind on your mission. Dress conservatively. Cut your hair frequently. Keep your hair clean and neatly combed at all times in the approved style. Be neat and clean. Bathe frequently. Use deodorant. Polish your shoes. Iron your shirt and business suit. Arise at 6:30 a.m. Study for 2 hours every morning. Proselytize for 10 hours between 9:30.
Proselytize?
Is that
what is it?
Proselytize.
Proselytize.
Proselytize? I don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah.
But you got to do that for 10 hours between 9:30 and 9 a.m. and p.m. Turn off your lights at 10:30 p.m. Exercise regularly. Write your journal regularly. Follow the missionary gospel study program for your personal study. Regularly study in the missionary guide and the discussions. Attend Sunday priesthood and relief social society meetings, Sunday school, and all right. Yeah, this is,
yeah.
And that was
that
I'm
sounds
20. I'm
that sounds
20.
awful.
I'm
Awful.
20 into 160 of those.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
Yeah, the worst.
No, the the guys that ride around on horseback.
Write to your parents every week on preparation day.
Yeah, I'm out. That rule alone.
Yeah,
I'm out.
exactly.
The Amish get to go blow the lines out. Like, we know we keep a tight rail on you.
Yep.
You ride around in horse and buggy. You're building barns all day.
Do not watch television.
You're not allowed to look at chicks in any sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, all right, we're going to let you off the leash for 2 years. And they go out and blow the lines out, party their asses off. Everything's on the table. Everything. And then most of them come crawling back like, whew, got that out of my system. You can't hang that over my head anymore. That I don't know what random pussy is like and blow is like. And then they come back and they just start building their life for the future. It's not a terrible way to go, but...
Do not watch television. Do not watch unauthorized video cassettes. Do not listen to the radio. Do not listen to unauthorized audio cassettes or CDs. Do not participate in musical groups.
Yeah, don't get informed.
Do not participate in athletic teams. Do not sponsor athletic teams. Do not engage in contact sports. Do not engage in water sports. No PP games. Do not engage in winter sports. Do not engage in motorcycling. Do not engage in horseback riding. Do not engage in mountain climbing. Do not embark on a private boat. Do not embark in a private airplane. Do not handle firearms. Do not handle explosives. Do not swim. Do not play full court basketball. Do not play basketball in leagues. Do not play basketball in tournaments. Do not play half court basketball. Why couldn't they just say don't play basketball? Never be alone. Never be alone. Fucking Mormons are weird, dude.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah,
I mean, and what's with the multiple wives?
I don't know.
I don't want the one I got. I don't want more than one.
You don't?
No.
But I think it's like they're all handling the wifely duties. And if you have 3 or 4 of them and you get to bang one for a couple days a week, one for a couple days a week, I mean, that's a nice mix up.
Yeah, it's just more headaches, dude.
You think? But you're relating it to marriage in the traditional sense that we're aware of. Mm-hmm. Now, if you had 4 of those bitches all doing your laundry and cooking meals and keeping the brats in line.
Oh, that's so naive.
No? You don't think that's the way it is on a compound like that?
No.
Why? What makes you think it wouldn't?
Because it just
like
sucks
that?
4 times as much.
You think?
Yeah.
You got to listen to 4 times they're bitching about something?
Yep.
Yeah.
You got 4 chicks that don't want to blow you.
Yeah, but I think you can make them. I think the man holds much higher rank than the women. It's like if he wants to get blown, ladies, one of you is stepping up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, you make Mormons sound good.
Yeah. Well, that aspect. That's the only good aspect of it.
Except for this list.
Yeah, that list sucks.
Right?
There's no doubt that
list
list
sucks. Do you put
sucks.
up with this for a year to be able to just make them gag on it whenever you want for life?
Well, that makes it sound appealing, but
right?
I don't know. I don't know how that works. Can you trade them in for new models?
I don't know.
Or are you stuck once you marry one? It's like, yeah, you can put her in the back of the house, but that's it.
Not going to pretend to know.
Yeah.
Right? You can marry as much as you want, but never divorce.
But if you've got a trade-up policy, okay, I'm listening. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like if you've got a religious out where it's like, sweetheart, you're 35.
Yeah.
You're over the hill. Let's get you out of here. Mm-hmm. Move you into an old folks home, and we'll bring in a new one. You know that bit. Okay, I'm listening.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah. Cops targeting innocent black guy. Mm-hmm. Come on, Officer Walters. Those cops needed to de-escalate the situation. I don't blame any of the neighbors stepping up. The only mistake there was the neighbors pulling all their guns out to help de-escalate. I don't think that happened. A thief would have just run. Come on, cops. We give you clothes, guns, cars, training, and a paycheck. Do better. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, like I said, I don't know how that situation started. I only know how it ended.
Yeah.
So we can all assume.
I think he was being a smart ass because I don't remember them all pulling guns out on the porch.
No.
You know?
They'll pull their phones out.
Yeah, exactly. Or bear hugged cops from behind.
They did
which
try
is,
that
I think
one.
is a stupid move.
Yeah.
Very stupid move. Perry writes in, I'm also a latecomer to The Sopranos.
Okay.
I binge watched it a couple of years ago and I really enjoyed it. Also watched Casino for the first time after that.
Oh, it's a great one.
Great movie.
Great movie.
And I still have never seen the Godfather movies.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's tragic.
I know I've seen one. Mm-hmm. I'm sure I've seen two.
Yeah.
I saw 3 in the theater before I saw 1 and 2, and 3 was, I thought, awful. I didn't get any of it. I thought it was terrible.
Yeah.
But then I heard from everybody else they hated it too. So,
yeah, I don't remember 3 that much. I know I've seen 1 and 2.
It's a little before our time.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, well, I've seen a lot of stuff that's before our time.
Yeah.
I've
Right.
seen 1 and 2. That was before my time. That was before 3.
Right. No. 3 was in 91. I'm saying the first 2 were a little before our time.
Yeah.
That's probably why I saw them out of order.
Right.
You know,
right.
that's
you
all I
wouldn't-
mean by that.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't have gone back and seen it.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I've seen 3. It just doesn't ring any bells.
Yeah, I don't think it does for many people. But 1 and 2 are great. 1 for sure is. I just don't remember 2. I thought this was interesting. Never round up.
Okay.
It's from Chris. All right, this may be bullshit, but I've chosen to believe it. I heard from an employee at a Target that when asked to round up for whatever charity any retail or fast food location is chosen, you're paying the business. The business already made a donation and got the tax write-off for it, and you're paying them back the money they, quote, donated. After learning this, I've never rounded up or donated through a retail establishment. Honestly, my Jew ass wasn't donating anyway. I can say that as an actual Jew. Keep up the great work, and where can I donate to get T-Roy to put his hands on Joey Behar in some kind of way?
Ooh, we're starting to go
'Cause
fuck me.
That shit would be hilarious.
Yes, please.
I agree. That shit would be.
Joy bear hug.
Yeah. Fuck. The sky isn't falling. Mike, love you, buddy, but I got to side with T-Roy about the AI stuff. If you're willing to put forth the effort and work hard, there will always be work for you. I have had to transition industries twice, not due to AI, and it sucked both times. But putting in the effort has provided success. Also, there's a big difference between someone like Tim Burton, who has reached the top of his industry, and a 40-year-old who lives with his parents, providing nothing to society. With love, Bone Job. I don't think I've done a real good job of explaining myself in that. Maybe I have, and no one gives a shit. I look at it like industries have always evolved and required some to adapt and some to find. I think what makes this situation different is the level on which it can disrupt so many industries at once. That's all I'm saying. Like, it makes sense the Pony Express doesn't work anymore, and the people that used to build typewriters for a living don't really have a gig anymore because this is different in that you're talking about so many industries potentially all going away at once. And then what do you, like, yeah, obviously hard work is always a benefit and always helps people out and people can get ahead. There's no denying that. I just think, hold on, before we get too far down the line, you got to appreciate the fact that if you upend all these industries, you know, almost at the same time, that might prove to be a very big problem for society.
Yeah, well,
I think that's my only point.
If the powers that be are going to sit back and let this happen,
Yeah.
they're going to have to deal with the repercussions.
Yep. Yeah. Learn to code was absolutely meant to be condescending towards the little people who work for a living. Tell that to all the UAW crybabies now. To Comrade T-Roy's point, Just because you're doing a job today doesn't mean you get to do it forever. Those commie bitches are more than welcome to go work elsewhere. I say those poor widow writers can add themselves to LA's homeless population. Yeah, no, it's a tough conversation, and hopefully, my lack of belief in society as a whole doesn't prove to be true, and this turns into Y2K. Something that everyone's worked up about.
Much ado about nothing.
Exactly. That would be the ultimate outcome of all this. I'm just saying, the
writing is on the wall. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, there's reason to be concerned.
For sure.
Yes. and it's not good on any level to uproot that number of people and industries.
Right.
It's just not going to end well.
Yeah, without anybody's input too.
Right.
It's just there's a handful of nerds that are potentially making decisions that apply to the rest of us.
Yep.
And it's one thing when it's like, okay, I can choose to buy an iPhone or I can choose to stay with my dial-up. I don't have to do your shit. I can just have a landline. I don't need to get into there are still people that use a brick phone. They don't give a shit. They don't want to get into your whatever, but they have a choice in that. You're giving people not much choice in a lot of these things that we're seeing progress forward. And so, I don't know. To me, that seems a little scary, but
yeah,
we'll see.
What was the last thing we actually had choice on?
Phones.
Nothing. Nothing, really. And they don't, because then they just, your phone fucking self-destructs at a certain point. It becomes irrelevant.
Which phone?
All phones.
Yeah.
Old phones.
Right.
Eventually, you can't update it enough.
True. But
So,
you can. Yeah, I guess. But you have the opportunity to not get into the smartphone technology game. You don't have to do that if you don't want.
No.
You could still be a functioning member of society.
To a certain degree, yeah.
So, I don't know. I just think about the guy that understands, look, I go to work, I put in my 8 hours, I do a meaningless job that I probably hate. It's enough to cover whatever bullshit I have with my stupid wife and kids, and I'm content with that. And to uproot all them and just be like, oh, figure it out. Like, yeah, that sucks too.
Yeah.
Sucks for a lot of
Especially
people.
when it's
and so
those kind of numbers.
Yeah. And now that the writers, the elites feel a little bit of pressure, and now they expect all of us to care. My whole point was, well, maybe you should have cared a little bit when you were mocking all those people, because they didn't deserve that either.
Nope.
That was all.
Now it's on your doorstep.
Exactly. Now it hits a little closer to your home. We're seeing that wherever, whether it's the homeless crisis in LA or New York City. Now you want people to recognize it. It's like, you know what? The rest of us have recognized it for a long fucking time.
We started sounding the alarms immediately.
Yeah, and you called us all racist for it, by the way, if you remember.
Xenophobes.
Yeah, xenophobes and racists. And now you're living out the reality of what that's really like, that we, racist and xenophobes, told you was coming. So, anyway, with that, let's call it a day. T, my Niners are on tonight. I'm fired up.
Yes, sir.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll do something for our favorite listeners, our members area. We'll do that this weekend. The rest of you, go Lions, too. Big game, man. Come on, pull it back together against Atlanta this weekend. And we'll see you when we see you.